Join us on Sheikh Hamdan's Fans official channel for the most exclusive insights into the royal family's lives. Imagine being the object of Sheikh Hamdan's affections. The woman he's set his heart on is about to receive the surprise of a lifetime. As he utters the words, "I want to marry you," the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. Her response is barely audible, a whispered, "You don't have to say that." But Sheikh Hamdan's sincerity is unmistakable. "I mean every word," he assures her. The air is thick with emotion as they lock eyes, the unspoken connection between them crackling with energy. As Sheikh Hamdan takes her hand, his words are a gentle reassurance. "You're not just a passing fancy. You're the one I want by my side." His conviction is a soothing balm, calming the doubts that have held her back for so long. Will she accept his proposal and embark on a new chapter with the man who's captured her heart? In a moment of unbridled sincerity, I confessed my deepest feelings. "I know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you're the one I'm destined to share my life with." My words hung in the air, suspended like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. Your eyes widened, as if the reality of my emotions had caught you off guard. "But what if someday you regret it?" you asked, your voice tinged with a hint of trepidation. I offered a reassuring smile, my heart overflowing with conviction. "My love for you transcends time and circumstance. I adore you for every moment we've shared, and for every moment yet to come." The air was heavy with emotion as you struggled to process the depth of my feelings. Your lips parted, as if poised to articulate the doubts that lingered within. Yet, instead of words, there was only silence, a silence that spoke volumes about the emotions we both struggled to articulate. Your gaze locked onto mine, searching for any sign of hesitation or uncertainty. But I held your gaze, unwavering in my conviction. "You really mean it," you whispered, your voice barely audible. I nodded, my smile deepening. "I wouldn't have said it if I didn't." In that moment, the walls you'd built around yourself began to crumble, allowing a glimmer of hope to seep in. As our eyes remained locked, I knew that I'd broken through the barriers that had once separated us. Our love would flourish, free from the shackles of fear and uncertainty. With every passing moment, our connection grew stronger, a bond forged in the depths of our hearts. I implored you to trust me, to have faith in the sincerity of my words. "Believe me," I urged, my voice filled with conviction. Your whispered response, "I don't understand why you," trailed off, leaving a sea of uncertainty between us. I sighed inwardly, aware that this conversation would require patience and empathy. Your laughter was a hesitant whisper, a fragile sound that spoke volumes about your doubts. "How do you see me?" you asked, your voice laced with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. I replied without hesitation, my words pouring out from a place of deep affection. "I see you as a beacon of hope, a shining light that illuminates even the darkest corners of my soul. You've taught me the value of resilience, the beauty of vulnerability, and the transformative power of love." My words seemed to land with a gentle touch, yet they held the power to awaken long-forgotten wounds. You flinched, a subtle movement that spoke of the tender places within you. The shadows of the past still linger, casting a gentle glow on the contours of your face. I reached out, my hand brushing against yours, a reassuring touch that spoke of comfort and understanding. In the depths of your uncertainty, I offered a steady hand. As you hesitated, I reassured you with a gentle smile. "You're already the person I need," I said, my voice a soothing balm to your frayed nerves. The air was heavy with the weight of your doubts, but I stood firm, a rock against which your fears could break. "What if I'm not enough?" you whispered, your eyes searching for me for reassurance. I took a step closer, my voice steady and calm. "You're more than enough," I countered, my words a gentle reminder of your worth. As we stood there, the silence between us was a palpable thing, a living, breathing entity that pulsed with emotion. Your defenses were still up, but I could see the cracks beginning to form, the faint outlines of a heart that was slowly beginning to open. In that moment, I knew that I had to be patient, to let you unfurl at your own pace. So I waited, my eyes locked on yours, my heart pounding with anticipation. And then, in a voice that was barely audible, you spoke the words that would change everything. "You scare me." I smiled, my heart soaring with hope. "Why?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Your response was a whispered confession, a heart-wrenching admission that would forever alter the course of our relationship. I wrapped my fingers around yours, holding you steady as I searched your eyes for a glimmer of faith. Then believe, I urged, my voice a gentle nudge. You didn't respond immediately, but the way you clung to my hand, the softening of your gaze, told me that deep down, you yearned to trust. Your eyes drifted to our intertwined hands, your grasp tentative yet resolute. I sensed the turmoil brewing within you, the clash between fear and hope, between fleeing and surrendering. I wish it were that simple, you whispered, your voice barely audible. I released a soft breath. It doesn't have to be complicated either. A hint of bitterness crept into your laughter. Easy for you to say. Your words were laced with a deep-seated pain, a sense of inadequacy that had been ingrained in you. My chest constricted with empathy. Who made you feel that way? I asked, though I already knew the answer. The world, with its harsh judgments and expectations, had chipped away at your self-worth. The people who should have uplifted you had instead torn you down. It doesn't matter, you muttered, but I knew it did. The scars of your past still lingered, influencing the present. I squeezed your hand gently. It does, I said, my voice firm but gentle. Because acknowledging the pain is the first step toward healing. I stood firm, refusing to back down. They were wrong about you, I asserted, my voice filled with conviction. You shook your head, averting your gaze, but I could sense the depth of your pain. What if they weren't? You whispered, your voice laced with fear. What if people love the idea of others, not who they truly are? I studied you for a long moment before responding. Let me prove you wrong, I said, my voice filled with determination. Your breath caught, and I could feel the tension in your body, the hesitation that spoke of a deep-seated fear. If you change your mind, you began, but I cut you off, my voice firm. I won't. You searched my face, your eyes seeking reassurance. You don't know that, you whispered. I smiled, a small, gentle smile. I do. The silence that followed was palpable, a sense of anticipation hanging in the air. Your fingers trembled in my grasp, and slowly, you pulled away, though not entirely. You stood before me, your eyes locked on mine, and I could see the turmoil brewing within you. Fear, longing, and a desperate, quiet hope all swirled together, a potent mix that left me breathless. I don't know how to trust this, you admitted, your voice barely above a whisper. I smiled again, my eyes never leaving yours. Then let me teach you. The uncertainty in your eyes was palpable, but so was the flicker of something more profound. You whispered, you think love is just about speaking the right words. I took a deliberate step closer, careful not to startle you. It's about consistently proving it, I said softly, my voice infused with conviction. Your breath escaped in a sharp burst, and you shook your head. Do you even grasp what you're asking for? Do you understand what it means to truly choose someone like me? Your words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken emotions. I frowned, intrigued. What do you mean, someone like you? Your lips compressed, and you hesitated before meeting my gaze. Someone with emotional baggage, someone who's been abandoned, someone who's lost faith in fairy tales because reality has been cruel. My chest constricted, not from doubt, but from a deep-seated desire to heal every scar the past had inflicted upon you. I asked gently, do you think love is reserved for those who've never been broken? That only people with a flawless past deserve a future? Your gaze drifted away, and I sensed the depth of your pain. It's easier that way, you whispered. People prefer simplicity, not complications. I nodded in understanding. Perhaps, but I'm not looking for easy. I'm looking for real. As I stood before you, my heart beat with a singular purpose. I choose you, I declared, my voice ringing with conviction. Your eyes, like stormy seas, searched mine for a lifeline. Your arms, wrapped around yourself, seemed to hold back a tide of emotions. What if this is just a momentary lapse? You whispered, your voice trembling like a leaf. What if I fail, if I'm not enough? I bridged the gap between us, my fingers intertwining with yours in a gentle, reassuring touch. Then we chart a new course, together, I said, my voice a steady anchor. Love isn't a destination. It's a journey we embark on, side by side. Your gaze drifted to our entwined hands, the space between us a canvas of possibilities. Your fingers, hesitant at first, slowly curled around mine, a tentative yet hopeful gesture. I'm not sure I can trust this, you admitted, your voice a barely audible whisper. I squeezed your hand, a promise of forever. Then let me be your safe harbor, your guiding star. The silence that followed was a living, breathing entity, filled with unspoken fears and doubts. Yet, even as uncertainty lingered, I sensed a spark of hope, a flame that would illuminate our path and guide us through life's turbulent waters. I saw the turmoil brewing in your eyes, the silent struggle between hope and hesitation. Your voice was barely audible when you finally asked, "You really believe this, don't you?" I nodded, unwavering, my conviction evident in every line of my face. Your fingers fluttered in mine, as if testing the weight of my words. "People say things like that all the time," you murmured, "and then they leave when things get tough." I smiled gently, my eyes locked on yours. "I'm not a person," I reminded you. "And love isn't just a fairy tale. It's a choice we make every single day." You bit your lip, looking away, your gaze drifting into the distance as if searching for a glimmer of certainty on the horizon. I gave you the space you needed, letting the silence stretch between us like a bridge. After a long pause, you spoke, your voice barely above a whisper. "I never thought I'd hear someone say that to me." I frowned, taking a step closer. "Why not?" A soft, bitter laugh escaped your lips. "Because I've been told I'm not the kind of person people fight for," you said, your voice laced with pain. "That I come with too much baggage, that I expect too much." My grip on your hand tightened, a gentle reassurance. "And who told you that?" I asked, my voice low and gentle. You shrugged, but I saw the depth of your pain, the weight of the words that had been spoken over you. "Life," you said, your voice barely above a whisper. "Experiences, people who left before they even tried." I took a deep breath, my eyes locked on yours. "Then they never really saw you," I said, my voice filled with conviction. You blinked at me, confusion flickering across your face. "What do you mean?" you asked, your voice tentative. "They saw the parts they didn't want to deal with," I explained. "The struggles, the insecurities. But they never really saw you, the person underneath all of it. The one who deserves love, who deserves someone to stand by their side." You stared at me, searching for any sign of dishonesty in my words, but I held your gaze, unwavering. I stood firm, a steady presence in the face of your uncertainty. You searched for an escape, a way to flee before vulnerability could creep in. But I held my ground, letting you see that I wasn't going anywhere. Slowly, you exhaled, and for the first time, I glimpsed a glimmer of trust in your eyes. "What if I'm not as convinced as you are?" you asked, your voice barely audible. I smiled softly, lifting our joined hands in a gentle gesture. "Then I'll hold on to faith for both of us, until you can." The silence that followed was no longer laced with doubt, but with a sense of possibility. This time, when your fingers wrapped around mine, it wasn't hesitant or uncertain. It was a deliberate, genuine gesture, a physical manifestation of the trust that was slowly blossoming within you. I felt a surge of hope, a sense that we were crossing a threshold into a new chapter, one where vulnerability and trust would be